names. Well, I think we should get started, guys. I'm always ready to start early. I know it's just 12:01, but at least I could talk to you for a minute and then, we can go from there. Okay, a little bit of everything today, folks. And while I'm talking, I'm just going to go through and mute you if you haven't already muted yourself. So a little bit of, hi, welcome.
Hi, I'm just trying to,
Okay, I'm going to mute you if you haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
So just a tiny smattering of all good things, yoga, breath, maybe a little Pilates, maybe a little Tai Chi, and we'll get infused or inspired into our practice today. Oh, here we go. I got you on mute. Okay, I got the rest of you guys on mute there. And I want to encourage you, as always, to move to the best of your ability, meaning the way that your body feels wonderful moving, not to the best of the ability you can see me doing on my mat. It's your personal practice. So take it where you want it today. My one rule for yoga is to have fun. So I hope you set yourself up in a great place in your house where you can just let loose and have fun. No one's going to be able to see you. And I wanted to share a little quote with you today from Elizabeth Stanley. We are not aiming to be perfect here. We are aiming to be whole. This journey requires non-judgmental curiosity and self-compassion. Remember, that was by Elizabeth Stanley, and I can type that up and send it to you if you forget. All right, guys, we're all muted. We're going to get started. Join me back on your mats. I'm going to start my timer here. Let's find some grace and ease and hopefully a whole lot of fun in our practice today. I always have you start standing. We're actually going to find our way to our mats in child's pose. And our child's pose, if possible, has outstretched fingertips with suction cup fingers. The tops of your fingers are pushing into the mat and the heel or the hollow of our hand becomes really suction cuppy. And that way we can feel up through the backs of our arms, into our armpits, down our sides, and all the way through our back, lengthening and widening in your child's pose. Also, a great posture to begin class with. If you see me get up, it's just because I'm going to mute anybody that just came in. Child's pose is a great posture to begin class with because we can resort back to this pose anytime we're overstimulated, we need a break, we're too sweaty, just a great spot to rest. From here, bring your prayer hands together overhead, palms touch. We drop our forehead as low as possible, bend our elbows, and bring the thumbs to the back of our neck. Stretching out through the backs of our arms here, and then ease back with your hips. As you breathe, big breaths to expand your wings across your upper back. And see if you're able to breathe in a 360-degree north, south, east, and west. One more big breath there, doing whatever feels super wonderful in your child's pose and making your way up to tabletop. Stacking hands under shoulders, knees under hips, any way you like your toes to feel. And then just start a simple sway, checking in with all parts of your kneecaps and your hands. See if you can move all the way in every single direction. Swing and sway through your hips. Make it really organic. It doesn't have to be lineal. Let's see if we can't move this practice in all of the tiny nooks and crannies of our mats and our bodies. And then when you get moving, feeling if you want to move a bit more in your spine, we begin cats and cows. Look like a scaredy cat on an exhalation. I love to start there to really empty everything out. And then pull your belly towards the floor. Drop shoulders, lifting top of head and tail for our very unflatteringly named cow pose. Exhale into cat. Inhale into cow. And once again, we're not on a grid here. We're going to move really luxuriously. So maybe we circle our cat-cows. Possibly moving up through our necks and our chins. Press and pull through the fingertips. Tuck and untuck your toes. Swing your hips like a playful little puppy dog. Do anything that feels good. Yogis, the number one rule, have fun and feel good. And then when you feel really good and liquidy, let's pause back in our regular tabletops. Right arm rises to the ceiling, and we thread our needles, threading it under the left arm. Twist and reach, but then rise again, yogis, because it's never good enough the first time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Keep going. I'm going to spin around so you can see me. And then maybe this one, was the icing on the cake and you felt like you could land. Palm down, walk your fingers out like a spider, and then feeling free to use any props you have. This is really low, so to build your ground up, you can have your blocks, your pillows, your blankets, whatever feels good. Top arm may be in your way. Feel free to stretch it out like we started our child's pose arms in, really energetic through that top arm. Or the opposite, soft and gentle around your low back. Take one more big breath in here. Outstretch again if you have your arm wrapped, and then start to unfurl yourself. Reaching your right arm right back to the sky. Big breath in. Landing in tabletop. Other side when you're ready. Breathing in to open, and then just a practice thread here. Out, stretch, reach. Feel your ribs. Opening every inhale, and feel your spine losing tension on every exhale. Whenever it feels right for you, come on through that thread the needle. Turn your palm down and wiggle walk as far possible as you can, finding a comfy spot to rest. Your left ear or your left temple. Props are great. I'm showing you with a block now. Top arm outstretched for a little more energy. Softly under shoulder for a little less, or for some shoulder release to kind of comb the boulders out of your shoulders. You can bring your arm around your low back and press your forearm into your low back to release a little tension there. One more breath, yogis, and we're gonna get moving. On the exhalation, unwind, reach back to the sky though. Take a big, big lift through the left arm, coming into tabletop, and now toes pose. Tuck your toes. I'll show you from the side. Try to wrap your little pinky guy under there too. And then just simply sit up. See how you feel. If you think you can give yourself more, you're gonna walk your knees a little bit more forward. Whew, gets more intense on the bottoms of your feet. And then settle for a moment. Just feel your feet, the energy, spreading all through the balls of your toes, arches, heels. And then when you're ready, yogis, we're gonna clasp our hands, just like lovers' hands, just a little clasp. You can also clasp this way. And then I just want you to move a little bit through the wrist. So however it feels good to you before we get on our hands today, to move in towards your wrist. You might wanna circle in one way, circle out the other. If the clasp doesn't feel good, little prayers, however you can stretch in your wrists. And if you went only one direction that whole time, I think I went both, switch it out. How do your toes feel? Did you forget about those for a second? Bottoms of feet needed a good stretch. When you're ready, my friends, let's get into our first forward fold. Take props with you if you need books or blocks. Fingertips down, climb on up into a forward fold and just heavily hang, top of head towards the floor, and start tiny little pulses. I'm gonna do everything from the side today so you can see me. Tiny little pulses down and up, big bent knees if the backs of your legs are really tight. And then begin to stop any movement and just pause heavily, pulling knees high into thighs, straightening legs only if it feels great for you. Slide fingertips back to tips of toes if possible, or to the tops of your blocks. Rise to halfway lift. Release back to forward fold 2 more times. Rise to halfway lift, top of head through tail as long as possible, even if I have to elevate longer. Release down. Last time, halfway lift, big breath in. Extra sip at the top, breathe in again. Exhale, release. This time, bend your knees big and spread your arms wide to the sides. Inhale, lift up to the sky. Take hands down through heart center, make another big circle. Exhale, forward fold. Try that again, yogis. Big bend of your knees, rise to sky, inhale. Hands down through heart center, rise and add a little back bend. Inhale, lift, and then tip back if it feels good for you. Back to standing, forward fold. One more time, rising straight to sky in extended mountain pose. If you can, sweep arms in a different way. Down in through heart center, rise into a little tiny baby back bend. And then forward fold again, moving on when you are ready. Left leg is stepping back. I'm gonna keep you on your toes today, starting with the left side, lunge position. Right arm rises for a tiny twist. Lift to sky, get light on your bottom hand. Float your fingertips forward and down in a little circle if it feels good. Shift back, wide pyramid pose, hips to sky. Chest over the front leg. Plug in through your big toe on the front foot. Shift back into lunge, kneeling is always an option. pull back, child's pose, table, or right to your first downward facing dog. Now ease back in downward facing dog, yogis. Try to lift your hips, bend your knees a tad bit, press your shins forward and your thighs back, and then lift your heels, breathing in. Exhale, breathe out, let the heels sink directionally, energy towards the floor. Inhale, rise, belly in. Take a little peek up towards your navel to release any extra wrinkles in the backs of your necks. On this next exhalation, you're gonna roll forward. Lift up through your heels, roll all the way forward. Maybe we land in kneeling plank. One tiny little push up here. Ease down, chest to elbows at the lowest. Pause for an extra strong second and release to the floor. Baby cobra, tops of feet fall flat. Hands hover, under shoulders, pull up from the back of your neck. Squeeze your elbows together. Send the fingertips behind you, swivel around the corner. Reach back and tiny pulses, reach towards toes. Reach towards toes. Long from top of head through tailbone. Squeeze on the exhalation. 3 more. Let's bring some warmth into our upper backs. Keep your toes connected. For this last one, rise and hold. Sweep the fingertips back forward, back to baby cobra with support. Child's pose. Push on back. Downward facing dog, where you can find tabletop. Bend down dog. Left leg rises high. Please breathe in. Look forward. Land it between your thumbs. Hey, we're back in lunge. Sink on down. Left arm rises. Breathe in. Light on the right hand. Squeezing our thighs together and sweep forward if it feels good. Otherwise, any way to land, float your back leg up. That felt nice. Forward fold. And then bend your knees to rise. Unless your hamstrings are feeling great, then just straight leg lift on up. Right down through heart center. Add that little back bend. Breathe in. Come straight before we release the arms, and then back into forward fold. Round 2. Halfway lift. Inhale. Release. Building heat in the body by moving with breath. Yogis, right leg lunges back. Let your hips sink. Do you like kneeling lunge, or do you need some extra cushioning? Left arm rises. Look how light we can be on this bottom arm. Take it forward and down. Find mobility. Shift up into wide pyramid. Tuck back toes. Lift back knee. Glide hips back. But let's plug our left big toe in so we can fully stretch left to right on our front legs. One more breath. On the exhalation, back to lunge. How can you get to downward facing dog? Lean to a side, sweep around, make it like a break dancer. Maybe we find a little rest in between, any posture necessary. Downward facing dog, plug all. Big mounds of fingers in towards the floor. That's the big knuckle of the thumb. Big knuckle of index finger. Then pull top of head towards the ceiling. Press back with your hips and thighs. Ripple forward on your next in-breath into plank or kneeling plank position. 3 seconds on the chaturanga. Tiny tricep push-up, elbows lead back. To the floor we go, and a bigger back bend this time if it feels good. We can come into up dog, straight through the arms, lift it through the throat, knees and thighs lift. If you want just a little bit more, we can come out like an iguana. We'll do some of these later. And then roll on back, child's pose, downward facing dog. Right leg rises high on your in-breath. Lunge it forward. We're gonna take one more twist here, yogis. Sink down through your hips, elevate through your heart, right arm rises. Spin it forward and down, or however you like to descend. Pop your back leg up, just a soft lift, and then a feather light landing. Fold in. Rise high to sky. Any way your arms want to move. Try them different this time. Hands down to heart center. Tiny baby back bend. We can always soften our knees if we need to, and back bend this way if it gives us more support and length in our low backs. Coming down into center. Can you make it one more round, just a little different this time? Chair pose. Sink down. Rise high through the arms. Roll pinky fingers in, one of my favorite things to do. A little march here. We're gonna lift our right knee, single-legged chair pose, release. Left knee lift. Feels good, right? How do your arms feel good? If they're not great there, here, here, here. Anyway, just stay low in your chair. Now pull in like you're doing little crunches. Squeeze through the quads. 2 more. And 1, rise high to sky. Extend into forward fold, but spread as wide as you can. Take up the most space possible. Right leg first, yogis. All right, high lunge this time. We can always be staying kneeling and just lift the arms to the sky, or we come up a little higher, whatever feels good. Twisting into archer lunge. Left arm comes behind us. Again, kneeling option. We twist towards our front knee. Right arm forward. Rise for one more breath. On the exhalation, come on, back down. Frame out your front foot and push back, downward facing dog. Lift your hips high. Shifting forward into plank, but with an add-on, yogis, forearm plank. Roll down from the knees is great. Push back on up, regular plank. One more round. Start with your other hand, left, right. Forearm plank, dolphin pose. Push back here. Now take your tiptoes and walk them a little bit more forward to lift your hips towards the sky, then press back. If your shoulders are feeling pain, clasp your hands and push down through forearms with clasped hands. Just a little bit easier there. Walk back out more towards where you were in down dog. Drop knees if you'd like to, or just push palms and rise back to down dog. Nice, guys. Come forward, plank position. Roll on down in your slow chaturanga. 3 seconds, 2. No rush, no time for that. Any version of your back bend. Press back to child's, downward facing dog. That was so fun. I can't wait to do it on the other side. Ready to rise? Right leg, lift up, 3-legged dog. Look to where we're gonna land and then crunch your belly in. Let's try that lunge here. High lunge, guys, inhale. Arms can be different every time. That's what makes it fun. Just hang out for a second. Feel if you can scoop your left hip more towards me. Feeling that front hip stretch out. Right arm falls behind. No stress here, guys. We just move with grace and ease. Feel free to look wherever your neck feels good. Feel free to be like algae in the sea. Just float around. Back on up. Frame out front foot. Give me a back leg lift and step forward into forward fold. Take a second and relax, guys. We're gonna twist here. Bring fingertips just a little bit more forward and then both of them over to the right. Bend your left knee, push out through your right hip and reach up with your right arm. Whew. Take your arm any way it feels good down, but I challenge you to sweep it like a tiger towards me and on down. Soften both knees round through the center. Walk hands left. Bend your right knee a bunch so that you can elevate your left arm. And if it doesn't go to the sky, reach it wherever you're being called to go today. One more big breath. Feel the right side getting longer and stronger. Top arm floats down. Soften your knees to come back forward. Last round, yogis. Chair pose. Bring your hips down. Arms up. Send the body in 2 different directions. Light and lifted on the top half. Strong and grounded. Foundationally intact on the lower half. Left knee rises. Tap it over and then back. 2 more like that. Inhale. Any way your breath speaks to you, as long as you're breathing, you know you're gonna feel good and I'll be happy. Right leg rises, tap over. Hey, this is fun. Wobbly, wobbly. Use your inner thighs, use your outer thighs. Sink into chair. 1 elevated heel chair. Bring it on up, squeeze through your belly. Eye gaze rises, I dare you. Heels fall back down, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Woo. Awesome, guys. Left leg lunges back. Take a big rise through your lunge. Breathe in. Sink down low. Sweep the fingertips forward and back. Reach to me. Sweep them behind, bringing chest and really loading your front leg. Inhale, rise high to sky. Press your back hip forward, your left hip. Sweep back. 2 more like that, guys. How long can you be from fingertips to shoulders? How long can you be from top of head through tail? Last one, belly in. Really stretch out like you're bringing your heart to me. Framing out the front foot this time. Did you get the wobbles yet? I did. Push back. Anyway, it feels good. Want to be a break dancer with me? Downward facing dog. You know what we have to do. Come forward on a ripple, like a wave crashing upon the sand. Slowly lower. Get strong in the back body. Scoop up to wherever it feels good. And don't forget, your movement is a blessing. It's a gift. Feel free to stretch and explore. Downward facing dog when you're ready. Left leg rises in your time. On the in-breath, please. Lunge in between the hands. All righty, last round here. Sink low into lunge, but rise your arms up high. Just find it. If you feel so wobbly, get out wider. Step more left, more right. Widen up your base. And when you're ready, we're coming to a little bit of spreading wings sequence. This time, arms open back and forward, but turn your palms. Back of hands come together to me. Back of hands come together behind you. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Breathing, opening, inhaling, closing, exhaling. Just 2 more, spreading wings sequence. Last one, yogis, and this time fall around that front foot, frame it out, lift up through the back leg, pop it up like a little feather, whoop, release. Sound effects are always fun, forward fold. And then here comes the fun part too, rise high to sky. Now you're welcome to change your mat left to right, because we're gonna do a little work left to right today. Otherwise, if you have a mat already, boop, get out wide in your stance. We're gonna call this horse stance, as opposed to a squat, a strong stance. For now, we're just chilling. Let our hands, let our arms relax and move a little playfully side to side. Fix any clothing things you need to fix, and then we'll get moving. All right, from horse stance into that squat. So sink your hips down a little deeper, hands to the inside of our knees, and then rise up through your chest. This is a tough one, but if you're able to put your hands on your thighs here and start to straighten your arms, you get this thing that we never want to do in yoga, shoulders to ears, but for this part, it's nice, spinal traction. Lift up as tall as you can, out from the tailbone, right up through the crown of your head. Don't worry, we'll lose all this shoulder tension in a second. And if that doesn't feel good, just stay where we are and just sit strong, lift long. Last breath. On the exhalation, beautiful yogis. Bring the hands to the insides of the knees and come forward to me. Bring your chest into a fold, half land pause. Press in through the left knee, drop the left shoulder, and then rise to the center. Chest still almost parallel to the ground. Right hand inside the knee, drop the right shoulder, whoo, and then rise. So we get this little like rhythm of dropping, twisting, opening through the shoulder, opening through the inner thigh, and then make it your own. So don't think I just have to go down, up, and stay in this little grid. I might want to move side to side. I might want to move side to side. Feels great. Might feel good to do both, open and close. Let's try one more breath in whatever's working for you in the moment. I know this is a tough position, so hang on. Toes come forward just a tad. Fingertips come forward into a wide-legged down dog. Now, I have to turn my toes in. I recommend pigeon toeing. Walk all the way out. And then soft knees here. Remember, yogis, press back. Downward facing dog with super wide legs. A little better than those squats, right? One more big breath in. And on the exhalation, turn toes back out. Swivel your heels in to walk back. Rise back into your squat. Say hello to me again. Turn right toes out, left toes in. Let's land. All right, here we go, guys. Now a little bit of that Tai Chi infused with our arms here. Sinking into warrior two. Sink low. Feel good here. Right arm rises. Left arm comes under. Forearms meet. Just a big circle out to the side. Left arm on top. Forearms meet. Breathe in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Like we're generating all this chi, all this energy, swirling it around so we can keep it in like a little bubble suit for the rest of today. Push out into traditional warrior two arms. This time though, flex the wrists and push away like walls are closing in, but you're not gonna let it. Eye gaze to the right. One more big breath in. Soften the hands and the wrists. Give them a swivel like we started if you need it. Back hand touches the right. Archer warrior this time. A very traditional alignment in one of our yoga poses. Back elbow lift. Let that arrow go. You're just not ready yet, but we're gonna take aim one more time. Reach the back hand around. Pull back on that heavy bow. Now this time, lift up, open your chest, really pull back elbow up. Take aim and let it rip, yogis. Beautifully done. Straighten right knee. Woo, get out that leg a little bit. Rise on up to reverse triangle. How do your back ribs feel? Do we have any time to lift? Create space, and then let the arm just flutter down. Spin right around for regular triangle. Anytime we need blocks, maybe you have a big book, that's great. Whatever you need, bring it on in. It can be inside or outside of our legs for triangle pose. Most importantly, we're going for a lift from our right ribs up into the right armpit. Really long here, arms overhead are a challenge. Coming right back to the center, everybody. Turn toes in, let the arms fall, left toes out. Let's try the other side. Right heel out. Sinking into your warrior two. Now just ease in. Remember, you should feel like algae in the ocean, soft and supple. Feels so nice to move that way. We don't want to force or push. Let's start with those arms. Swivel left arm high. Just meet the forearms gently. Inhale, swing. Right forearm falls. Can you wiggle through your left toes? The muscles in your face. Trying one more for good measure here. Just make it feel so awesome. And then arms come back out to the side, soft. Flex your wrists, push away. That's it, really push away though. Find broadness, width, and a smile in your collarbones and chest. All right, let your fingers go. Take a hold with your back hand. Right arm sweeps forward. You've got this heavy bow. Pull back on your arrow. Now broaden everything up. Open again. Back elbow comes high. Really feeling good? But not ready just yet. Let that arrow go. Sink down. Still breathing. Having fun, right? Back hand reaches forward. Right arm pulls. Back, back, back. This time it feels so right. Lift up through your chest. Back elbow rises. Take aim. Find that goal, that target. Let it go. Last breath here. Left knee draws high into thigh. Arm rises up and then settle into your reverse triangle pose. Soften your left knee as much as possible. Length in both sides here. Since we're making our way to triangle, if you'd like a prop, come on and grab that. Feel free to bend and get it anywhere you need it. Front, back, high, low, whatever makes you happy. Length from left ribs up through all of the ribs, the lungs, the armpit, the shoulder, the neck, up through the top of your left ear. One more big breath in. Turn toes, rise back to sky. Well done, yogis. One more stretch here. Turn toes back into pigeon toes, safest for the knees. Come on down, but this time, bring hands and walk them back, 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 far away from me, until you can bring your wrists right under your elbows. Bend and pull back. Big bent knees, certainly an option here if that feels better for the backs of your legs. If it's too much, all of our props, even pillows and blankets, can come in handy to build that floor up a little higher. Take one more big breath in. One more big breath out, and I feel like we're ready for a little balance challenge, a fun one. Rising out of your wide-legged forward fold, toe heel all the way back in. Right up to the front of your mat. Let's just walk like a little cat. Forward, rising high to sky. Inhaling all the way, extended mountain pose, and then exhaling back to forward fold, gathering your right knee to take it with you this time. Bring your right knee up any way that you can hold it, and then get so soft with it. Barely hold it, don't hold it. Float around again, take up space, loosen up your hip. Rise high to sky, try not to hold on to your right knee and lunge straight back through the right leg. Airplane through the arms behind you, spread wings as wide as you can. From here, warrior three, shift weight forward, pull up through the back leg, and float your heart forward. If you feel wonderful, both arms forward. They're still gonna move, don't worry. When you find your balance, right arm sweeps behind you, and then back overhead as the left arm sweeps behind you. Just sweeping, again, like seaweed floating through here. Or a starfish, whatever you like to imagine, moving really slowly. Maybe a wind or a leaf on a windy day. Last one, yogis. Rise back up with the knee. Come to standing really strong in eagle pose. Rise up. Right toes can tap the ground. We can cross knees, even double wrapping right toes behind the calf. And this time we're keeping arms overhead. If you love your eagle wrap and you can't avoid it, go ahead and take it. But otherwise, arms overhead. Lover's hands, cross your wrists. Clasp again. So instead of just a regular clasp, we cross and clasp like I offered in the beginning. Let's see. See if you can sink low in the hips and then open up your chest. Feeling okay? Is there still any happy energy in your body during eagle pose that you can let a little smile out? Relax your shoulders. I'm wiggling a bunch, so if you are too, I'm right there with you. One more knee lift, yogis. Inhale, rise. Standing mountain pose. What does that grounded leg need? A little shake, a little twist, a little something, something, just a little love. Give it to it, and then rise high to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Just a regular fold here, guys. Inhale, rise high. Exhale, fold again. This time, gather your left leg with you. Bring it to the sky. Inhale, let's get soft. Uh-oh, so now the brain knows where we're going. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Open, just play. There's never a wrong way to move if your body says it feels good. Guess what? Nobody can see you, so you do your thing. When you're ready, bring it high to sky. Try not to hold if you don't need to. Step back into a slow, soft, like a little church mouse. Step back, lunge, spread your airplane wings. Now really open your chest, but spread your wings high behind you. Shift forward into warrior three. option, my friends. If we need our props, they just make us feel like we're getting a better stretch. They make us more confident. There's no wrong time to use them. If our arms are back, can we take any forward? And let's start to float. Left arm behind us, right arm behind us. I'm going to show you from the side. Try to hinge over with squared hips if possible, really pulling long through the legs. You just have one more big, beautiful breath in each one. Standing all the way up this time, knee lift, rise high to sky, yes you can, and then cross over for your eagle pose. Toes can touch the floor. Just a single wrap up high, or a double wrap if it feels good, sinking down through the lower half. And then this time behind our backs. Might be a little bit easier on this side for some of us. Right thumb on top. Clasping hands just behind us with soft elbows and chasing the ground with our knuckles. Feeling as if we could peel apart the layers on our closed chests. And by that I don't mean insulting, I mean closed because we're typing and working and phoning. That type of closed. Stay and breathe. Are you able to sink an extra fraction of an inch down low? How about lift the crown of your head a tiny bit higher? It's gonna feel good to get done these balances. These are always the hard part. One more big breath in, and this time, rise high to sky, lift your knee again. And then release. Allow your right leg to do whatever it needs. Give it a shimmy and a shake. And we're gonna find our way back to forward fold. If you'd like blocks, keep those nearby. From wherever you are, rise in an in breath. Release on an out breath. Step back into downward facing dog, please. Then once you get to downward facing dog, lift up through your left leg. Stepping forward to me, this time outside your left pinky finger. Lizard lunge. Bring your chest to me. Come forward as opposed to staying back here. Come forward so much that you might get so light and walk out with your hands. Walk back, three-legged dog, same leg. Left leg, push it up. We can also do three-legged tabletop and push back. Look again, left thumb. Put your foot on the outside of your hand this time. Come through, yogis. Reach. Oh, we might get so light we walk forward. Feels good. Last time, and we're gonna really pause here for a second. Three-legged table, three-legged dog. Step outside your left fingers. Feeling free to land the back knee. And take your props anywhere that they feel extra supportive. This is nice. I also like to get really far forward with hands, and the blocks are extra for that too. One hand on each end, and then you just whoop, slide on out. So we're coming really low into our lizard lunge. And this may be a really, really great place to stay if you feel that you're unlocking some emotions, stress, tension in your hips. But if you'd like to take a little strength challenge, we're gonna try that. Staying in lizard or joining me, if you have your forearms down, we're rolling to the right forearm. I like to turn it to the side and taking our left foot back for side plank. Once we get back there, we rise up. See if we can elevate through that top leg. Don't worry, my lizard lungers, we won't be here long. Top leg falls if it was up, round the corner for forearm plank. Push up back to where everybody else was and re-crunch to step forward and meet our friends who are still patiently waiting in their lizards. Move a little, move a lot. And if anybody wants one more big stretch, we can go away to the right side, away from our top foot, and get a little bit more on the left side. Let's start that process on the right whenever you are ready. Find your way back to downward facing dog. It may take a second. That's a big stretch. You take all the time you need. Right leg rises high. Look forward, land outside your right pinky finger. If you get stuck, grab it, help it. We may not even get there today, no big deal. And then come forward with your chest to me like a bear checking out after he hibernated all winter. Come back when you're ready. Downward facing dog, or I'm gonna show you from the side for this set. Tabletop. Come back and step forward right outside the right fingers when you're ready. Walk. When you're ready, press back. Downward facing dog, three-legged dog, lizard lunge, And if it feels right in your body, and then body's letting you in, come on down. Forearms may be a possibility. As low as you want to go. Do whatever feels good here for a moment. And if you love lizard lunge as much as I do, and you'd rather stay there than try that next challenge, this is all you. For those of us that are ready, if you're on forearms, come on back, lean over to the left forearm. I like to swivel it around and find your side plank position. If your shoulder hurts, you're welcome to drop to bottom knee. Make sure that your elbow is right under your shoulder joint. Elevate through the top leg, maybe. Take a breath or two here. Stay as long as you love. Come back down, forearms. We're just gonna go slow, yogis. Get really strong along the way. Back up to full plank. Right leg steps back so we can meet our lizard friends. Whoop. Hey guys, we're back. And then when you're all ready, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Maybe go the other way. Reach hands to the left. Away from your right foot. Stretch open through your right side. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I got the best part coming here, guys. Push on back to down dog again, but sweet rewards coming after we pull it off. Left leg rises high. Look forward and crunch your left knee in towards your left elbow. Land it down towards the wrist and just have a little seat resting on the left shin. Walk your right toes out. We're gonna stay lifted, finding a nice pigeon. That's a nice version of pigeon. We'll call it a swan. You're willing, or excuse me, you're welcome to use props anyway, whether they be under your buns, under just one, somewhere that makes everything feel better. If it needs a little bit more intensity, feel free to scoot your knee a bit more to the left. Bring your shin a little bit more parallel to the ground, but we're staying up in a back bend today. Back toes tucked or untucked, you choose. And then let's get a little swivelly, guys. Coming out for our iguana fingertips, remember our suction cups. Lift your chest, flat and strong, and then roll down. See if you can come up like an angry cat. Tuck your chin, roll up, open your back, or maybe like a slithery snake, something that moves so beautifully. Just easing into our hips here. Is there anybody that's ready to sleep there, swans? If you are, you're welcome to go. I know you're like, come on, get me there. But if you want a little more, you're thinking you need to round a bit through the right hip, we can reach forward. I love to do this, and back. Plus, it's just fun. Forward and back. And once you feel like you've encouraged your right hip forward, feel free to get as lazy of a cat as you want. Reach all the way forward, come down, pad up, get comfy, cushion up, and just take a little rest. We thread our needles earlier, so we can try that again. Left arm forward, right arm threads under palm down to wiggle, walk you out, and then rest. Or lastly, a diagonal swan. They're in no particular order, just offerings and invitations for you to enjoy. Continue with that organic play in your hips. If they feel like they want to move and groove in your posture, do it. You rather prefer stillness? Take it. Let's take another breath in. And there's no school bells that are gonna ring here, so you're allowed to stay as long as you want. This one feels pretty awesome, right? But for the rest of us that wanna move on and like to keep on flowing, we're gonna keep our left seat down and then swivel the right leg around to find a left foot flat and a right leg on top. We're just simply in seated pigeon here. I'll show you from the side. And then I like to let my left foot get long so we can hug in, cradle your baby here. If that's too tough to manage with balance, you can let your left leg down. Come up here and cradle the baby. Or alternatively, fingers are somewhere that make you really happy. Back here for support. And then attempt to either hug in or push your knee away from your chest to get a good glute stretch. Allow your top foot to fall right to the ground. So just simply slide over to the left Reposition your hands so you can scoot your buns around, and then give your knee a giant hug. Just again, stretching it out along through that right side. Feel free to twist if that makes you feel extra good today. Belly towards your knee. Twist to the right. And then I love lots of ups and downs in yoga. So we're gonna swing our legs again like that break dancer. There's no wrong way. Whatever seems easiest and full of grace. Back to downward facing dog. Really push back for a minute. Maybe we pedal out. Maybe we take our legs wide or swing our hips or our tails side to side. And when the mood strikes, rise up through your right leg. Crunch your right knee in towards your right elbow, towards the right wrist, and let your left heel come across the body somehow. Let's stay lifted first. If we need props, they're really wonderful to help us boost up. Use them in any way necessary. Play around with this front leg. Ooh, really intense if it gets parallel to front of the mat. We can also pull our knee out to the right side a little more. And when you're good with your back foot, with your toes, start to roll up and down. Breathing in as you open, breathing out as you close. Possibly experimenting movements with closed eyes to really tap into your body sensations and where we're feeling it. And my folks who love to just chill out in your swans and not really do any extra work, take it. Take what you need today. If you want to get a little deeper with me, left arm would swing back, encouraging the hip to open, and then it comes forward, just saying, hey hip, come on forward, come and join us. Breathe in, breathe out, anywhere the front arm wants to be. And then one of my favorite sweeps to do is just like a sweep, like you're clearing off a table, and then a reach for some more and take a big giant rest. Arms out, threading the needle. We're on the diagonal. Let's loosen up our jaws. Allow any wrinkles in between our brows, around the corners of our eyes, and in our foreheads to so gently melt away. Taking one more breath in here. We're going to break dance around the mat one more time, maybe twice. Get a little bit more movement in our bodies. Stay longer if your schedule allows, especially if you're not committed to just that 1 hour. And then when you are, land on your right cheek. Whoo, when you're ready, join us in a seated butterfly pose, whatever you want to call it. We can go wide and make it more like a diamond. We're heels in towards our groins. And then we're just going to move around a little bit in here, making it like a hammock. Fingers behind. You have to figure that out with your shoulders. I like fingers to toes, but we can't be here. So we want to pull open when we get there. Press into the blade edges of feet, or you may want to play it a little safer in the beginning and just kind of pull your knees up. See how your hips feel. Just lifting a bit off the ground. Feeling okay in your elbows? They're soft. Shoulders are open. And then just make your hammock swing a little bit. It's kind of hard, but it's kind of fun. And if you're more of a traditional practitioner and you're just like, nope, I want to stay here, you stay right there. When you land your hips back down, one more little fun thing. We're going to rock back this time, grabbing onto our feet with our hands and our biceps, not our shoulders. Pulling on in, chest gets heavy. Chest gets light. The opposite of that. Take a big breath in. And if this feels great, it feels good, stay. If not, open. But I have one more little challenge for you, so you may want to follow me here. I just call this straddle stretch, or after my lovely older dog, Sally open drawers, because it's her favorite way to lie. Here's your challenge, yogis. Come on out with me. Tap your left toes, extend. Tap your right toes, need some help? Hold on. We got this, no problem. Ready for 2 more? I know you are. Squeeze your quad, but soften the joints. Really long, extended, supple. Supple is strong. Okay, we're gonna go back exactly the way we came. Come out, however you found it before. Back together, no rush here. Lift up for your heart, light in your heart, and then so soft, rock forward. Nice, guys. Give your legs a little love, pull them in together, and then our last breakdancing move, we're gonna rise one more time for some twists. Come on around the corner, downward facing dog again. We're almost done, yogis. From your downward facing dog, Let's start with our left leg again. Rise it high to sky. Actually, I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see me. Land it right in between your thumbs again. And then let's rise up with hands to hips, because we're going to circle them again with that little bit of inspiration from Tai Chi. See how my hips can get really open? No worries. Squeeze them together. Right hip forward, left plug, or like the bone head, pulling back towards our right big toes. And then simply, ladies and gentlemen, just shake out your hands, shake out your fingers, move your wrists open and close, shimmy everything out so we can get loose and feel flowy. Remember our archer lunge from earlier. Let's sweep the right arm forward and the left arm back, and then simply sweep down again, but open the other way. This is going to be tricky on balance. Sweep and open the other way. Inhale, twist, close, twist. Inhale, opening your twist. Stay low in the legs. What else can we do? And if we need cushioning, we get a little pillow or a blanket and pad up, or roll our mat a few times under the back knee if this is our favorite spot. If this feels great and you're like, I got this twist, I'm fine, then let's start to make it up and overhead, down and overhead. Squeeze in, up and overhead, down, up and overhead. Woo, that gets a little hard. Much more intense up here, so take it as a challenge. Take a break and come low when you're ready. Are your legs slipping out wider and wider like mine? I'm basically jumping over the Grand Canyon right now. Last one each way, guys. We did it. Regular lunge. Inhale, rise. Right arm falls, left arm sweeps up. One more, guys, on this side. Take it in a big circle. Nothing to fear here. Just a big, beautiful circle. Squeeze on down. Lower your knee if it feels best. You want to get a little deeper in the hips, a little less intense on the front buns. How about one more? That felt good. All right, come on down. You know where we have to go, right? Downward facing dog, or a child's, or a table. Lean off to the right, sweep back. Rise it up. All right, last but not least, my friends, inhale, right leg. Left thigh, push long, feel good. Look through, land when you're ready. Let's get soft. Bend both knees, rise high. And then most importantly, I just want you to chill here. Ready? Just relax for a sec. Shake everything out. Okay, we're gonna move and groove together, yogis. Pull your left hip forward. Right head of that bone in the glute, back, back, back. Left arm sweeps over, archer lunge. Right arm sweeps to me. Open this lunge. Sweep down, sweep up. Now focus your twist in your navel. Keeping your hip points forward, twist through the belly, release. This feels so good, but you're like, I need more for my shoulders. Then rise, twist, rise. Plus it just feels good to take up space, doesn't it? Fill it up with this exuberant energy, or maybe it's your new strong energy or your balanced energy. Let's go for 2 more big breaths in. Your coordinated energy for sure in this section. Rise on up. Whenever you get back to your left hand being forward landed, right arm rises high. Find your favorite lower half body. Pull back through the right hip. Squeeze through the inner thighs. Land your low lunge, whatever works. Sweep forward and down. I like to get a little neck action in here too. Soften the bottom hand. We want to feel like a buoy there. Trying not to force. Just inviting and allowing. Inhale once more after this one. Whew, too good to leave. Very, very nice, yogis. One more down dog, but this time we're just going to shake out our silly stuff. Sweep anyway by leaning off to the left is usually easy. Pull up. Right leg rises. And just do some funky stuff with it, but soft and controlled. Bend it, shake it, circle it, take it out with a bent knee and circle, flip it over. Whatever feels really good, yogis. When you're done, you're done. Come on back to the left side. Do the same. Push and pull. Circle. It's just about letting go. There's nothing that you could do wrong here. You don't even need to lift. You can just pedal your bike or shake your shoulders. And when you're all done, we're going to find our seat. We're seated to finish today. Swinging yourselves right around that corner. Out into our seated, I call it seated stick pose. Hands push us to lift us up and then settle us back down. Long through the back body, long through the back body. Let's take our right knee and hug it on in. Allow our knee to fall to the side. And then you may want to pull it back a little bit. Your whole right hip went back into seated tree. Feel okay here? Sometimes we like to grab a hold of our flesh under the sits bones and so gently remove it so we can really feel that grounding sensation. Arms rise high. Are we able to turn a little bit forward? And then another great place for blocks. Pretend I have two, we can help ourselves any way we need it. Some people will put them under their heads. If you're super flexy, you might put it on the foot and reach over. You may like to reach over with a crisscross, stretch a little differently. The best part about yoga is it's your practice on the way to progress. And every day it's different. Every second of every day it's different. So you just think about right here, right now, what do you need, body? What can I give you to make you feel really beautiful and good? Again, feel free to stay, yogis. Otherwise, we're walking our hands on the inside, traveling around to our bent knee. Left hand is on the bent knee, and then we're pushing ourselves up, reaching up with the right arm. This is a tough one. Tip up and over. So we have this beautiful cross pull. But if you really feel like you're opening, stay lifted. If you need a little help opening, fingertips to temple or behind the head, and then you just go whoop, right around that corner, whatever feels good. Still too much, hand to right hip, open and twist. This is a big one to breathe through. Take your time and be super kind to yourself as you're working down through the right side here. Let's slowly come undone. I always like to bring the chin forward first, especially if the arm is up, so that when we come undone, we don't leave our neck behind. Swing around, and let's do the same for our knee. Bring it up first. We can be nice to our joints, and then right back out. Anything you need. Need a little shimmy, a little massage, a little shake. How about a reverse tabletop, a reverse plank, or windshield wipers? Oh, those feel good. Woo. When you feel pretty loose again, we're gonna come back into our seated stick. Left knee pulls in, give it a little hug, let it fall out to the side. And when all the flesh has been removed from your grounding and anchoring, start to turn a little bit through the belly. Reach with the arms. Use any props that enhance your practice. Forward as long as you can, and then simply sigh out into surrender. Let go here. Try to release through your facial muscles one more time, especially through your lips. Part them, allow your jaw to open. Climbing up when you're ready, rounding right around this corner to your left knee. Right hand holds the left knee, boost up to the left hand. This might be enough, this beautiful twist here. Or we can sweep arm to sky, leaning over. Try to really anchor through your left sits bone. Feeling a little constricted? Take the hand down. Pull it back, framing your face like you're posing for a modeling shoot. And then pull open. Or bring it to your hip if it's just too much. Behind you for extra support. Let go where your body doesn't need to hold on to tension here. Whenever you reach your next exhalation, let's swivel back forward. Bringing neck and chin with you, right? Pull your knee up. And for my yogis that have to get back to work by 1, it's 12:55 right now. 12:55 right now. Move around, do whatever feels really good. And for those of you that can stay, I just wanted to get a little tiny bit of abs on, and then we'll chill for a second. Sound good? All right, so for those of you that are joining me, I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see me. From your seated position, we're gonna come into boats. Boat is gonna get a little twisted today. Chest rises. Oh, this is a great option of boat too. Anything with hands out to help you? Yeah, we can do that. Otherwise, arms rise. They can stay low if you need it, yogis. This is your boat, not my boat. So come on up if possible, legs straighten if possible. Open the arms wide and then sweep right arm to the outside of left leg. Back to wide arms. Left arm to the outside of right leg. Wide arms. Do you need a break? Come to seated if you need a break, but you're like, I'm still half in this. Do it like me, toes down, leaning back, engaging abs. You're still working. Come back when you're ready. And if you're done, no worries, yogis. 4. Last one here. Oh, we just have to get around to the other side. Don't worry, we're all gonna take a break together for this one. Hug your legs in active recovery. Sit up, rock to the front of your sit spins. Try not to touch down unless you absolutely need to, because round 2 is coming. Still have you for a minute. Round 2, guys. Legs are open. Only if you can. You know your options. Here, here, arms, wherever you want them. And then I'll show you from the front. You're gonna tap your big toes together. It may feel silly, but it's gonna energize and fire up your inner thighs, which may kind of get stagnant and just a little heavy, not engaged while you're sitting at your desk. So feel it. But these are like steel rod taps, like squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 4. Breathe, try to smile, find it, dig deep, 3, 2, and 1. Seat it up. Hold on to your right something, straighten your leg. Hold on to your left something, straighten your leg. Super slow cans. You're welcome to hold your ankles. You're welcome to lean back, you know that. Using the strength in your quads that you've built up during your warriors, during your lunges. 4 seconds, yogis. 2, very nice little ab blast at the end there. Hug in, active recovery, lift up. Full recovery, let your legs go. Good job, guys. Lift up, scoot back, get comfy, and let's connect with our breath. That beautiful, strong foundation that we resorted to get through all those poses today. I love the way we moved. Beautiful work, guys. Take a big breath in, a resurrection breath to finish. If you can join me, breathing in through center. Look to your right, open your mouth and ha, 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 ha. Inhale through center. Look to your left, push out through pursed lips. Inhale through center. Right with a ha, ha. Inhale, center. Pursed lips. 2 more rounds like that, yogis. Coming back to the center with normal breath. That'll calm you down in the blink of an eye. It may look a little weird in public, but it's a great thing to do at home when you need a break. Yogis, thank you so much for virtually joining me today. The light in me knows that you are there and honors, acknowledges, sees, and is very invigorated and inspired by the light that is in each and every one of you beautiful virtual souls today. Namaste, yogis. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tiffany.
Bye, guys. Thanks for coming.